But I should say that my 2 porn podcasts aren't about sex, neither of them. I was one of those people who didn't want to do stories about sex.
Okay. Because it makes you uncomfortable. But that's not the story here.
Yeah, it's not I wanted to choose more unexpected stories. Right. I think when Louis did porn, it was about sex.
Right.
I remember, there was a guy who wasn't gay who did gay porn. And this is when Louis was much younger. This was like in the early 2000s or something. And Louis was like, how could you have sex with a man if you're not gay? So that was like his angle.
Right.
And I wasn't interested in that kind of stuff. Partly because I'm a humanist, and also I don't consider myself better than porn performers. And if my line of questioning was, how can you have sex on camera? What does that imply? It implies that I think I'm better than them, or that what they're doing is sort of weird, or, I'm very much I don't know if this is the right word for the context, but an egalitarian. I just consider myself, equal with everyone. And so I wouldn't want to do that. So then I thought, well, what should it be about? So the first season, The Butterfly Effect, my sort of second brainwave was realizing that everybody in porn, or a lot of people in porn, certainly the old legacy porn people, the sort of DVD porn people, all hate the very same thing, which is this guy called Fabian. And Fabian was the man who gave the world Pornhub. And Pornhub is a massive depository of pirated content. Now, around the same time, I'm really good friends with Emmy the Great, the singer, songwriter.
Okay.
And she was complaining about how her profit margins were like going down because of Spotify and Apple Music, and it's impossible to make money. But in porn, and she was saying, no one cares. And in porn, not only does no one care, their profit margins have completely gone down because of Pornhub stealing all of their content.
And it was that one guy who had the big idea that I'm going to centralize all of this stuff and take the price point from whatever it was to zero.
Yeah.
And change the business model completely.
Yeah. So if nobody cares when that happens, with music, no one cares when it happens with porn.
Because nobody's defending them.
No, because nobody wants to think about them.
Right.
Because
even though everyone's using them.
Yeah.
And that's the hypocrisy.
Because it's going to why do you want to think about the complicated lives of the person that you're jacking off to? You're not going to want to do that. That's going to fuck with that's going to fuck with your head. So no one cares about their lives. I remember saying to Emmy, and so obviously a lot of them have had to go into escorting to pay the rent. I said to Emmy, at least you don't have to have sex with your fans. And she was like, well, not yet.
Yeah, exactly. So this was fascinating to you. And the Pornhub thing happened.
And again, hypocrisy,
Right. And the Pornhub thing happened years ago?
I guess about 10, 11 years ago, something like that.
All right.
It coincides with a massive rise in erectile dysfunction in young men.
Why is that?
I mean, presumably, it's a slightly controversial study. Some people don't agree with it, but others do. I guess, if you spend your life watching Pornhub, you're going to find it's harder to have sex with actual people.
Even as a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Erectile dysfunction, some people say has gone up 1,000% in 16 to 24-year-olds or something. This is from memory.
Okay.
But escorting was one of the least surprising consequences of the tech takeover of porn. There was all these other extraordinary consequences because the structure of the show was, let's trace the consequences and let's find some really, unexpected consequences. And my favorite unexpected consequences was customs, bespoke porn, that to make ends meet now, professional porn producers have to make entire porn films for just one person who wants a film that's so weird no one would ever think to make it unless he writes the script.
What do they get paid for these things?
It depends very much on how many performers, how elaborate it is, but less than you'd think. A really simple custom, $800.
Really?
Yeah. and then it goes up to like several thousand, I suppose.
Okay.
So it's really not that much. But then I thought, well, what an amazing insight into people's inner lives. Like, so I started hunting for like the most unexpected and also least overtly, obviously sexual bespoke porn films.